Oh. I don't see how we can make bigger enemies.
To be offended or frightened of everything.
So you've become like the sort of Tony Scarface of podcasting.
Is it on me?
Si, senor.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting this show late today because Poseidon decided to drive his car into another human being.
Multiple human beings, actually.
Well, we don't know how you were in that car. I'm assuming there was one. There may have been two. So that's how we start the first snowfall of the year. Poseidon running into an innocent Iranian family that came here
Damn right.
to flee the Ayatollah.
Where are they running from, bro?
From you. They'd rather be there at this point. So welcome, everybody. It is the morning show. Patreon.com/Pantelis is where you go to sign up for our Patreon. The number one Patreon on the planet. Why do I say this? Because no one's dropping more content than these motherfuckers right here in this room. The man in front of me, bringing us the news as usual, is George Jiggity Chandrizos, host of the Backstage Podcast, host of Just Us Dads, the only podcast for dads by Nazis.
Muñeño.
No, they're not by Nazis. They're by him. They're by dads. For dads by dads. Poseidon on the console. Phil is not here today. After giving his wife a savage beating, he is now taking care of her wounds. No,
Like a good father.
No, his wife actually tripped, hurt her ankle, and as a man who's suffered many ankle injuries, I know the pain, and it is fucking terrible. Your shit swells up.
Yeah.
You can't put pressure on it. Then you try. You're like, I'm good. You're not good. It sucks. It's terrible. So yes, we're here. Good morning, George.
Phil told me the story. I don't know if I should repeat it. There was a couple boxes there. They were laying around the house apparently.
And Phil obviously can't
And
pick
she
them
kept
up.
telling him, "Can you bring them down? Can you bring them?" He's like, "Yeah, I'll take it out now. I'll take it out." She's like, "Just it's been here 6 months." And he's like, "Okay, well, it won't make a difference. I'll take it out in a minute." She's like, "I'll forget. I'll do it."
So this is Phil's fault. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
And that's how it happened.
That's how accidents happen. You think it's something simple. Same thing with me. That's how I get.
I was just wondering who feels bad in this circumstance. Is it Phil because like I should have done it, or his wife?
Given that they're both adults, I don't think it matters. I think the only thing that matters is that she's injured. That's all that matters.
We hope you get better.
You're such an old lady. You're like, well, who's to blame? I think it's your fault.
Isn't that the natural reflex though?
No, the natural, when you get hurt, the natural reflex is heal me. It doesn't matter now. You could blame anyone. You could blame me. You could blame Poseidon. It happened. So best wishes to Anna,
Yes, good
who
luck.
not only is injured, but has to deal with Phil. So it's...
No, but you know what? And this is what we're saying right before we went live. Every year, that first snowfall, there's all these people that suddenly forget that, oh shit, this is how I have to drive when there's snow, especially when it's the first snow, and you know people around you probably don't have their summer tires or whatever. Just slow down, man.
Well, this is why people make fun of Montreal, because anytime the weather changes, like when it rains, people are like,
Even when it rains.
What's the
going
water?
on?
It's not coming out of the sink. What is this? They start losing their fucking minds like idiots. They forget how to drive. It's just a city we live in. It's very... Tell us you have some news to
Good.
bring us. Do you have news?
Well, the first news was that happy snow day, everyone. Depressing. I don't know. We talked about that last week too. Something happens to me end of October, early November.
It's just you.
I don't think it's just me there, but
It's called seasonal depression.
it takes weeks for me to kind of be okay with the idea that fucking snow is here.
I have the seasonal depression all
My
year
dog was
round.
happy though. My dog was happy this morning.
Yeah? Your dog thinks he's a gangster?
Yeah, fucking running everywhere.
Yeah, dogs are the shit.
Yeah, they don't care. Okay, let's get on to the good news.
Okay. Donald Trump running for president.
Let's talk about that. Yeah, it was on my list. He made an announcement yesterday at Mar-a-Lago
Yeah.
in his very
sent
posh
He
residence.
sent me a text. He says, "What do you think, Big P? Is this a good idea?"
Big P.
And I was like, "No, I thought Ron DeSantis, the younger guy, was going to run. Why you ruining things for the Republicans?" But it is what it is.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but from the articles that I read, it wasn't very. It wasn't that enthusiastic, kind of announcement that we saw back in whenever it was.
Back when he was a young man.
2016 it was.
Not
when was that
knowing
last election?
how corrupt politics were. Yes, back then.
But the midterm elections backfired for him, right? He took the lead on that, and he led that fight with on the pretext that, the big lie that the elections were robbed from the conservative or from the Republicans, and it didn't turn out so well, except for Florida.
How do you mean?
In terms of results, they thought they were going to do much better.
What is the big lie? Aren't they both saying every time one wins that the other one stole it? Isn't that what?
Not really.
100% really. So when Trump won,
I had never experienced anything like this before Trump came into the decor.
but
where
when
people
Trump
were
won-
blaming.
When Trump won,
Yeah.
they said that he cheated and that Russia helped him win. You remember this?
Yeah, but it wasn't as
As what?
They didn't concentrate on that as much as he did when he lost.
No, they concentrate as much. The only difference is that one side has the media, so they spin it a different way. Like, we gotta, the Russians. Whereas the other side, if anybody said it was stolen, they're like, look at this election denier. They both deny the election. You are all falling for a group of imbeciles. They all deny the election. So either they're all cheating or none of them are. My bet is they're all fucking cheating.
Yeah, I don't remember that much noise though. Back when
They were crying. They were screaming in the streets. What the fuck are you talking about? Poseidon, can you back me up on this? This is crazy.
that the Russians meddled into the elections.
How do you not remember this? When
No, I
Trump
do.
won?
I remember that. I don't remember as much noise.
Those for years. The Steele dossier, all the fake shit that never really happened. For
Yeah,
years
that
was
never
happening.
happened. The
There was-
Russians never meddled with the
There was
elections.
court trials about fake shit that they were making up. How
Yeah,
are we like
never,
this as a society?
that never happened, bro.
Yeah. No, we know it never happened, obviously, but they were saying
No, I'm
it
just
did.
saying. I didn't. Yeah,
He's saying, he's like, I don't remember people objecting like Trump won this.
Yeah, I don't remember I don't remember that much noise.
They were
Yeah.
screaming in the streets. They go, we got a riot. Democracy's over. He cheated.
well,
the
nobody
Russians won.
nobody
And
stormed the Capitol.
what's
that's for
funny
sure.
is the people that were saying he cheated, then cheated and stole an election.
Yeah. Well, we don't know that they.
Wow.
Because my suspicion is that either everybody cheats. It can't be one time you cheated. You have to know how to cheat.
It's a pattern.
You have to know how.
Yeah, you're right.
Because it can't be like Biden who doesn't know where he is. There's a whole committee that did this last time, right? Okay, Biden last time, clearly, I think he cheated when nobody was showing up at his rallies and he got the most votes, more than Obama. Obviously, it was fucking rigged. However, I don't think he's the only one that. I think it's always rigged. I think it's always rigged. When Bush won, remember when Bush won the second time? shit
No,
was-
I was too young, I think.
That shit was rigged.
The first one was controversial.
That shit was rigged, bro.
Yeah, I was too young to remember.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with Republican and Democrats. They know how to fucking, they try to cheat, bro. That's what they do. And they get away with it a lot.
No.
And then what they do is when the other side realizes it's too obvious, they're like, oh, you motherfucker, you cheated. The other side's like, no, I didn't. And like, I know you cheated last time. They all cheat. You can't trust these motherfuckers. They're politicians.
Anyway, so he announced that he's running. He's the first one, I think, to officially put his name in the hat. I have a feeling that Ron DeSantis is probably gonna go forward with. But the interesting thing this time around is that you don't have that wave of support behind him. A lot of people are upset with the results from the midterms.
Yeah.
He came out right before the midterms and he was bashing Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis kind of told him, fuck off, I want everything in Florida. Screw you. And that kind of tilted everyone's attention towards Ron DeSantis. We'll see what happens. I mean, listen, one thing's for sure. When this guy's around, it's interesting, at least.
Very entertaining, the man.
Is he going to come back on Twitter, you think? Is Elon Musk going to bring him back?
Well, technically, he didn't do anything he got kicked off because the people running it didn't like him. He didn't, all the shit they were saying, he incited a riot and all, bro, they're all inciting riots. Cities were burning before that because people were legitimately inciting riots. So I don't think there's any grounds to keep him off, but it's not as fun him tweeting now because it used to be fun when he was tweeting because he was the president. So when the president says, go fuck your mother, you're like, this is hilarious. But now it's just some rich guy. So it's going to be funny, but not as funny as the president.
He's not, he's the official candidate now for his party at least. So
Well, because he's the last, like their last representative. He was the last president.
I find that very interesting in American politics. Like their leader, the party leader, is only there for the campaign, for the presidential campaign.
Yeah.
If you win, you become the president. If you lose, you're out, kind of thing. It's almost understood. Whereas here in
They
Canada,
stick around.
yeah, there's like this whole procedure. Our party needs a leader, and he's always the front man, or she's always the front woman. Is a woman a front woman or a front man?
A woman could be a frontman.
A front man. Yeah. I pulled a Trudeau there.
Yeah.
So different style. I don't know which
I'm
one.
glad that you recognize it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's, it depends on the words you use, like nurse, right?
Yeah.
For a man. Do you just say gay or like,
I was waiting.
I was expecting
As soon as you said that.
or nurse?
Nurse.
A male nurse.
Isn't that a purse for a man?
Actually,
though?
no, nurse and doctor, they're supposed to be interchangeable.
Yeah.
We're just the idiots that are like, it's a lady doctor or it's a male nurse. It's a nurse
No.
or a doctor.
Yeah.
What do you care? It doesn't-
Shouldn't.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be gendered. We gendered it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else do you think is going to run in the U.S.? Who's the guy in Texas? That popular? Is he the governor or the?
Who's in Texas?
I have no idea.
You're not talking
Governor
about
of Texas?
You're not talking about Ted Cruz.
Not Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz is the governor or the?
Is he
he's
I thought
he's
he's
a senator. I think he's a senator.
Greg Abbott.
Is Greg Abbott popular?
I'm taking a look at him by what he looks like. I don't think so.
Well, thank you.
He's the governor, right?
So he just won again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Governor of Texas.
Well, I mean, Texas is people like to make fun, but Texas and Florida were the most well-run states.
Yeah. They are.
So it doesn't shock me that they would re-elect the same people.
Are you talking about the pandemic?
No,
or just in general? Yeah.
In general, they're always the people like to talk shit about them. Like, look at these guys with their freedom.
Yeah. On the internet, they're the worst run states. In real life,
Everyone,
they're
yeah.
the best run states.
Yeah. On the internet, like, look at these guys. They don't recognize 97 gender. It must be so difficult to live there.
Well, forget about Texas, because Texas, you don't hear that much about Texas. I think Texas is like probably with the one only normal state where things are just,
Bro, I go to Texas all the time. Texas is fucking nice.
But Florida is the butt of all jokes, man.
But you know why they're the butt of all
Yes,
jokes?
please
The
explain
Florida
to me.
man. So Florida is the butt of all jokes because of the news. Florida man does this. So basically, there's always dumb crimes in Florida.
Yeah.
There's also dumb crimes in Montreal. The
But I heard
difference
that
is
they have to do that.
there's a law in
Yeah.
Florida. If you get arrested, anything like that happens to you, it's already, what is it called? Public has the right to know. So it's already in the public sphere. So every single small, minute, weird crime, masturbation related, anything, has to go up. Like it's there. So people just, they put up on the news. Sometimes they even blackmail people. They go, look, I saw you got arrested for indecent exposure. I'm going to release it. It's legal unless you pay us. So they do weird scams.
Wow.
So Florida has a law where everything just becomes public like that. Whereas other states, since it's not forced out there, you're not going to, if you get caught if you get caught masturbating, they're not going to be like, local podcaster gets caught. They don't care. It doesn't make the news.
it's not
Unless
news.
it's the New York Post. It doesn't make the news. So at Florida, everything is making the news. If you commit any type of infringement, it's on the news.
Yeah.
So if you type in Florida, man, they've done everything. Because every city, like here there's crazy, stupid crimes that you only know if you know about the stupid crime. They're not going to put on the news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is that it's a law. So any court decision needs to be public.
Even before, I think even if you get arrested, it has to go. That's why.
wow.
It's not even if you're guilty. So as soon as you get
that's
arrested.
stupid, though,
I
yeah.
know, but that's why
Yeah.
they have all this. Every day you get all kinds of shit. Hey, what is happening in Turkey? I heard there was 2 explosions.
So what happened in Turkey, and this is really crazy. Just like the brainwashed politicians that Turkey has. There was one explosion that I heard of in a very popular
Taksim Square. But there was another one
market.
yesterday. That was 2 days ago, and then there was one
I
yesterday.
didn't hear about that one.
Yeah.
It
Decided to
was
pull that
another
up.
suicide bomber.
I heard it was a car bomb, but I don't know how much
Sorry,
is true.
what do you want me to pull up?
Jesus.
You weren't listening to Turkey, bro. There was bombings in Turkey. Focus on the show.
It happened end of last week. The mysterious thing here is that there was some politician, I think the interior minister in Turkey, blamed the U.S. He thought it's the Americans that came and did that.
Oh, like Biden's
what-
like, oh, sorry, I forgot that bomb in the car.
No, but like, how stupid do you have to be to come out and claim something like that?
It could be the Americans, but even if it was, you don't go out and claim it without any proof because now they know you're onto them.
You know what I mean?
Apparently, it was Kurdish fighters, and they arrested 46 people.
46 people.
Yeah.
It's difficult to trust the news coming out of Turkey.
6 people
though.
dead and 81 others wounded.
This is in last week's blast, or the one that Pantelis was saying like 2 days
No, it
ago?
wasn't last week. One was 2 days ago, and the other one was yesterday. Like it was like 2 days apart, I think, something like that.
This one is
I think the one
on Monday. So
Yeah.
Monday, but
This
there was
one's
one
2
on
days ago.
Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, there's a few of them. Yeah,
Oh goddamn.
one was at Taksim Square. I don't know if they were both there. You didn't see this?
Turkey. No, I didn't see anything.
Yeah.
How come
So-
they never blame Greece?
No. Greece doesn't have that tradition.
No, we
of,
don't, those are wacky crimes. Greeks don't do
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
Greeks don't chill on their taxes.
6 dead, dozens wounded. This is another one. This is 2 days ago.
This
Yeah,
the
yeah.
one. Yeah. Sad. I mean, look, things are heating up over there. They're gearing up for an election in Turkey.
So you think it's made up?
I don't think it's made up. What the
You think
explosion?
Yeah.
No,
You think it's self-inflicted, like the fake coup?
no. I think it's.
They're saying it's Kurdish militants.
So this whole time, hold on.
Well,
a
that's
second.
what they're saying.
I'm gonna
I mean,
ask you
Turkey,
something.
yeah.
This whole time now, no explosions. The second there's about to be an election, that's when the Kurds who don't want the extreme right to continue taking over that country because it's fighting them, that's when they're gonna do these attacks so that the extreme right maintains power.
It is
Yeah.
a little bit
It
suspicious.
doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't
This is
make
what they
sense
did
at
with the coup. Remember with the coup? Oh no, they're trying to overthrow me. And all he did was expose all the people that hate him and he's round them up and put them all in jail.
Yeah.
Like he's done this before. It's part of his MO.
Nah.
Yeah.
Why are we acting surprised?
This seems like something they do after the election to
But
show,
keep
like,
it-
look, this government is garbage or whatever.
No,
Yeah.
not at all. I don't
No?
know why you thought of that.
But
No.
keep in mind that Turkey right now
This is something you do to yourself before the election so that you have an excuse. People vote for you because you go, you need me. Look at what the rebels are doing.
Yeah. No, I'm saying if the Kurds were to do it, it'd be after to make the government look bad.
Keep
No,
in
the
mi-
Kurds would have done it during this whole year. They don't. The Kurds don't care about who. The Kurds are.
Yeah,
care
he's
about
what he's
making the
saying is that it doesn't
government
matter
look
the
bad.
fact that it's an election.
Kurds,
They can do it
okay.
anytime they want.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's so stupid. That's like me being like, I'm gonna make the Zimbabwe government look bad. What the fuck do I care? I don't live in Zimbabwe.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, but the Kurds live in Turkey.
No, but they're not part of that. They don't care about the government. They care. They care about not
okay.
getting killed and having their land back.
Yeah.
It's not the different government that they're gonna be friends with. They don't like any of them. But the extreme right one is gonna kill them. So
Yeah.
they're not gonna egg them on. They're gonna wait. They would have even done it now. They would have done it in the last couple of years.
Keep in mind that with everything happening in the Middle East there with Syria and that conflict, there is an enormous amount of extremists right now living
Yeah.
in Turkey, right?
Yeah, they shipped them off to Libya and Greece.
Yeah, I mean they've totally instrumentalized them. They've been flooding Europe with these migrants, but there's still a lot of them. Obviously,
Stop calling them migrants. They're not migrants. No, but for real, the jihadis, the well-known jihadis that they're calling mercenaries, that they're shipping, knowing like openly they're here for military stuff in Libya, and the ones that they ship to Greece, and then we find out later that they're jihadists that they're shipping in as if they're refugees. We have to stop now that we know that they're not migrants. We have to stop referring to them as migrants.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Well, the thing is, you don't know
That's like calling a rapist. You know the surprise sex guy. Just say what he is, bro.
because you don't know. I mean,
Yeah, we do. We know because of them. They're the ones who. They even say that we're gonna flood the streets. They even said it.
Yeah, but I mean, you see a boat coming with a bunch of people. You don't know if
I
they're,
know, but
you
now
what I
that
mean?
we know what we're talking about, we're talking
Yeah,
about these
those
people.
specific
yeah.
people. Yeah, okay, yeah, they're not migrants.
Yeah, they're not migrants.
So things are moving in Turkey. We've spoken about Turkey many times in other episodes. I mean, they're at a crucial area at a crucial time with so many things and so many moving pieces happening in that part of the world.
Yeah.
And of course, Erdogan wants to play his cards right. He wants to be okay with everyone around him. He wants to impose himself as the superpower
Of the region.
and to impose his regional hegemony.
What do you think? Does he have that? Do people respect him around there?
I think they fear him. We
No,
spoke
but
ab-
actual respect, like from the countries around. Are they like, I like this
Well,
dude.
yeah,
Let's
for
work
sure,
with him.
for sure. Yeah. I
So
mean,
the
when you look
Syrians
at
like him?
when you look at all the Turkic countries, he's
No, forget Tajikistan and Azerbaijan. I'm talking about like, let's say Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Egypt,
Syria
Greece.
probably doesn't because I mean, don't forget they created that
keeps- yeah.
buffer zone,
Yeah, he's
right?
invading
He
another
repeated
country.
what he did in Cyprus in Syria. Basically, he's occupying land, so obviously the Syrians don't want him there. With respect to the Americans and the Russians, it's fine because keep these guys away from our land, right?
Yeah.
And that's how he got a lot of support from the European Union. But yeah, no, I mean he's taken advantage of all these situations to guarantee himself in power. We spoke about this last episode, I think, where there's a very popular mayor in Istanbul.
Constantinople.
In Constantinople, where in the election 2019, he's obviously against Erdogan, and he won the first time in 20, 30
And
years.
they wanted to redo the
They
election.
redid them, and he won with a bigger majority. So he's a very popular mayor. There's all these suspicions that
And he's a good dude. This guy is not a war dude.
he's against Erdogan. And again, it's the first time in that specific area that someone won mayor of that city that isn't part of the Erdogan's party, right? And we were saying this last episode during that event. Okay. He called the election committee, the members of that election committee, foolish. You know, they're foolish, and how could they do this? This is an attack on our democracy, blah, blah, blah.
Erdogan.
No, the mayor.
Oh, to redo the votes. Yeah.
And they're trying, he's on trial because he spoke badly about the members of the election committee to the point where he can get banned from politics.
It's so made up.
It's such a convenient time, just 5-6 months before Turkey goes into an election.
So you win, and then they say, "Now we don't like that you won. We want a do-over." He's like, "Okay, guys, this is absurd. I
you're
won.
foolish. You
You're
can't do
foolish.
this.
You can't
right?
do this, guys. This
They
is crazy."
redo. He wins with a bigger majority.
And like, okay, we got to get rid of this guy another way.
Yeah, he called us foolish.
Yeah.
You need to be tried, sir. It's so stupid.
This is the reality we live in. This is the reality we fucking live in.
One of the biggest democracies, or quote unquote democracies in the world.
Turkey.
Well,
According to who?
Well, played an important role. I mean, a NATO member, an important EU ally. They've taken a turn for the worst. I have no idea why Turkey is taking this position. I don't
It's
know.
Erdogan. You're blaming Turkey, but it's him.
Well, Turkey, when I mean Turkey, I mean obviously meaning the people in government.
Yeah, the people don't want war. The idiots want war. Yeah, but he's the one who's producing these idiots. The majority of people are like, fuck, man, I want the country to do well and live in peace.
He came out I can't remember when, a couple weeks ago, because there's high tension right now between Turkey and Greece. And Erdogan came out and said, Greece is going down the wrong path. They are much better off having Tsipras in power.
Who destroyed the country.
This is the guy who 2 years ago,
The communist.
when literally Greece was on the verge of being fucking invaded by these mercenaries, Tsipras was against the wall.
Yeah.
Mitsotakis like, we're putting up a
He's
wall,
like,
we're putting our defenses, we can't let these guys in.
Borders are made up things. Let the dudes that want to kill us walk right in here. It's like, shut up, you stupid commie. We don't want this.
I follow a lot of Greek news, and there was this demonstration happening, obviously downtown Athens, as is pretty much every day the case. Whatever. So he was out there, and it had to do with salaries. Obviously, everywhere all over the world, people have suffered from the pandemic. You don't
say.
The economies in all countries are fucking down the shitter. So he participates in this protest. And he comes out with a jacket, a Gant. You know Gant? It's a brand. It's a really expensive brand in Greece. Gant.
Just the name makes me laugh.
Yeah,
It's not-
Gant.
I can't take it serious.
And so there's a reporter that took a picture of him while he was going, into the demonstration. And then 5-10 minutes later, he had put a little sticker
Over the
supporting, whatever the movement was. I don't remember. He had put it right over the fucking logo
Some
to
people
hide
go,
it.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, stop. And this is the issue I have with these communist leaders. I don't have a problem that you adhere to this communist ideology.
But you
You're
don't
free to do
really.
whatever you want.
You don't really.
But let's be fucking honest here. Okay, you're making hundreds of thousands of dollars sitting in parliament, playing the fucking communist. It's the biggest, controversy to me. Like, it makes no sense. What are
It's
you
a
doing?
weird dichotomy.
Yeah. Like, you have guys like Miki Thodoraki who was still playing the communist up until he died. Dude, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah.
You're worth fucking millions. Come on.
It's like Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
Like, we gotta do something about these homeless people. You got 12 houses. You want to help? Shut up about these houses.
But at least, look, Bernie Sanders, at least he
Never had a real job and became a millionaire by contributing nothing to society, just hanging around in government for years, never really getting anything across, just yelling and he doesn't make enough to make the money he has right now. So obviously there was lobbying, there was a lot of insider trading, just like Nancy Pelosi and her fucking husband.
How crazy is
So that's cool though. We'll accept that because we're imbeciles and we want to hear a good story.
we complain a lot about politics here in Canada and especially in Quebec. But when we look at the reality of what politics really is, like across the board, we're the little league over here. This is not like this is like. Not,
like the real
what's less than the little league? Well, like what's smaller? Like the little T-ball, whatever the fuck it's called.
We're not T-ball. We're very corrupt too, but we're nowhere near as corrupt as the States or even more, like Ukraine. Ukraine was the most corrupt country in the world, and China is part of this planet, and Ukraine was the most. Could you imagine?
That's wild.
Yeah,
Like when you think, like
that's like you walk into a room and they're like, Poseidon, we've calculated you're the fattest person in the room, and you're like, but Lizzo's sitting right there. How the fuck is that possible?
That's funny.
I like Lizzo. I think she shreds great music.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up,
George.
She's so brave. What? She put down the bag of Doritos for a minute so she could sing. Fuck.
Anyway, but when you think about it, because here in Canada, like private enterprise cannot fund politically. Like it has to be done on an individual basis, and there are maximums that you can contribute. In the U.S., it's not like that. Like you own Pantelis Inc.
Mm-hmm.
You can throw down fucking $50 million to support a candidate because they're gonna, throw a bunch of government subsidies your way or whatever.
You're describing lobbying.
Of course, yeah.
Yes, but great fun.
But it's and when I was in politics, we were looking at that and we were like so envious. We're like, fucking shit, look how much money these guys collect and we're suffering here.
I love how we were so envious.
Yeah, because it was a struggle for us to go get $100 from each person, and we had targets of $50,000, $60,000.
That criminal enterprise is run way more efficient than this criminal enterprise.
like we struggled to raise 50-60 grand, and back in the US, like you have individuals donating that, companies.
Now imagine this for Canadian politicians. This is going to sound fucking crazy, but imagine if you actually contributed something to society and people wanted to give you money for something that you were giving back to them. Wacky idea, I know, but try it.
No, back in the day it was fine. It was all right. There was this.
I have a question. Since companies can lobby in the United States,
You lobby everywhere.
but does that
Well,
mean
keep
that
in mind here too that technically, like Pantelis would make friends with politicians, but he would lobby them for Pantelis Inc. Like it still happens here. It's just that in terms of funding,
Yes.
the company can't forward money to politicians.
I have a question. Can people lobby? Can individuals lobby?
Yeah,
of course.
all the time. It happens all
So
the time.
can like I
Like,
don't
I'll
know.
give you. Let's say you invite Trudeau over to your house
Yeah.
for dinner, and you're a wealthy man. That's what like with Trump, where they wanted to go there because he wants your money. Trudeau doesn't make money, doesn't contribute anything. He's useless, so he needs your money because you're creating something. You're a hotel baron. You're an oil baron. I don't know what the fuck. So he comes over. You talk to him. You're like, yeah, I really like your platform, Justin. His platform is nothing. It's Justin Trudeau. But you're just saying that to fucking massage him, so he gets that you want to be friends. You're like, I really like your platform. I was thinking of investing in a politician, giving you money because I feel like, what would really help me though? I think if you would put in a law that, I don't know, like it would be put in law that it's not gay if you suck a dude's dick. That would really help my situation out. So if you could just, I'll support your campaign, but if you could put a law out there that people, you're not allowed to call them, homosexuals or blowing nudes, I'd be really cool with that. And then you get what you want. You're no longer called a homosexual for your activities. He gets what he wants. He makes all kinds of money. That's how lobbying works in the simplest terms.
Okay.
It's
I understand that.
really loosely explained.
Now I have a question.
Kids,
hold on.
that's exactly what lobbying is.
Hold on.
This is the kids show. This isn't a kids show.
Now I have a question.
The adults in the room know what I'm
Can
talking about.
100,000 people get together and lobby?
Yeah, that's normally called voting. It's just that it doesn't do anything because they have no money.
Look.
Now,
The way it works here.
but let's say, hold on. Let's say, because if an individual can lobby like this in the United States, then
You have to have money.
Huh?
You have to have money.
Yes, but what if 100,000 people got together and they each put like
It's not,
$100?
look, 100,000 people is not considered lobbying. Lobbying, the way, this is
Because
the...
you have to have one concise, basically 100,000 people have all kinds of different ideas. It's one company or one idea that needs something. So the reason why I was doing the dick sucking thing is I thought it would be easier for you to understand, but you didn't get that.
No,
so
I
now
did
I'm going to say
understand.
the 100% accurate thing is, for example, I know that my company, my corporation with these new stupid tax credits, I'm overdoing it with my carbon emissions. So I'm going to have to pay a lot of taxes. So I go, oh, look, I want to fund your campaign. However, you got to do something about my company, the tax credit. So for companies like mine, we have to talk about what can be done so I don't have to pay this much. And then the guy's like, okay, you give me that money and I'll ratify this bill so that a company that makes a specific thing, let's say shoes for retarded school children, very specific because only you make those, they don't have to pay this tax. So then you paid for him to go in. So instead of paying those taxes, you're saving money because you paid for him to go in. He's going to change that rule. You save on taxes. You become friends. He has money. You save on taxes.
It's a lot more simplistic. Like it never really works like that behind the scenes. There's usually because here I'll explain because here in Canada and especially in Quebec, there's the registre des lobbyistes. Like there's an actual registry.
That's
if you do lobbying, you need to be registered as a lobbyist, and everything needs to be in the books.
Yeah, but if you want to be
when you
smart,
met,
like
whatever.
the people that are actually doing it in Canada, you don't register yourself. You just lobby.
Yeah. Okay.
You just,
But like you're not gonna go to a fundraiser and say, "Hey, bro, change the law," and it's gonna change.
Okay,
Like
so I
there's
have a
meetings
question
and
for you.
stuff.
So the Wheat
Look,
Corporation, the whole wheat scandal that happened,
Yeah.
did they go into a lobbying group or was that just done behind the scenes? You'll hook my people up.
Well, no, there are actually exchanges happening. There was zero
But they
lobbying.
weren't registered. What do you mean zero lobbying?
Lobbying in the sense that let's lobby to change a bill kind of thing. It wasn't that kind of
Who's
thing.
just-
lobbying
they-
for bike paths?
They didn't lobby to change a bill. They lobbied to get
To
his
get funds,
homies paid so they could get funds.
In
Same
fact,
thing.
in fact, the program never existed. They approached him and invented this program, suggested
Even
it.
crazier.
So let me give you a perfect example. What's happening
No,
in
I
Ottawa?
understand all that, but I'm just wondering, can like a group of people get
It's-
together,
it's-
make a company, and have one individual go and lobby for them?
It's the same. Well,
Yeah, you
yeah, I
could.
mean, it's a company. Yeah, but
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah, of course. If you have the money, you could lobby.
Yeah,
whoever you
but
want.
I mean, it's,
so what I'm saying is like people
you're going
get
to be missing
together. They all,
credibility. I'll give you the perfect example. Look, with what's
How-
being discussed now
how
in
you gonna be
Ottawa
missing
with
credibility. If hold on, if this
Well,
has-
because if we
hold on,
get
hold on,
together
George.
and we create a company and we're like,
But if
hey,
you
sir,
have $1 million
Yeah.
amongst 100,000 people and it's a corporation or whatever, and you have one individual
But
that
it's
goes
not
for your
because it's a
interest,
corporation that they're taking your money. When you're an individual and you're known, you're a businessman or whatever,
Yeah.
they can trust your word. If you're 100,000 retards who are like, we have $1 million, let's change
yeah,
this.
like you
they
go form a company. They're
Yeah,
gonna be like,
they
your company
wouldn't-
was created a month ago.
Yeah, they
What the
wouldn't
fuck is this
risk.
shit?
They wouldn't risk
Yeah.
the backlash of you guys saying shit online and coming out. They wouldn't risk that from. They're just gonna go get it from the rich
Like
guy.
let me
who's
give you.
established.
Look, I'll give you the perfect example. Let's take Mike Ward, who has a
Yeah.
corporation. He's recognized. There's a lot of credibility behind the work he does. With the bill now being studied, the bill C-11.
Yeah.
To it's the bill to impose
Censor
government
the
regulation.
internet.
Yeah, government regulation on internet content. A guy like Mike Ward, for example, whether he wants to do it himself or hire a lobby firm, so he could come to Poseidon Lobbyists Incorporated or Government Relations Incorporated. And, hey, buddy, we need to make our point heard to the government officials.
Yeah.
Can you get us a meeting with Pablo Rodriguez?
It
Okay.
makes sense because he's in that
Okay,
field.
sure. So what you're gonna do now? You're gonna call Pablo Rodriguez's office. Say, listen, I have a client. We want to sit down, discuss this thing. Blah blah blah. This goes down in the registry, like Poseidon Government Relations Incorporated.
Yeah.
Here's my client, Mike Ward. We're meeting Pablo Rodriguez on such date or whatever. You know what I mean? Now, you don't necessarily have to describe what was being
Said.
discussed during
But-
that
but-
meeting, but
but
it goes.
they're
It's
gonna
in the
ex-
books.
they're gonna accept it
on
'cause
your
it's
end
credible.
and on their end as well. They need to.
Because it's credible, because it makes sense. It's in that field. If you decide right now to lobby, I don't know, for like women's rights, they're gonna be like, this guy pushes women down the stairs. It doesn't make sense. Do you get it? But if it's in that field, like you're a textile company, you want to, okay, it makes sense. But if you get a bunch of people, you basically become a caisse populaire. They're not gonna listen to
Okay.
it.
Yeah. But what Pantelis is saying, let's say, for example, there are fundraising activities. Back
they
in the
do it
day,
a lot.
Of course. And we've seen them. Like back in the day when I think the maximum was 3,000 here in Quebec, they used to organize regional fundraisers, thousands of people. The premier was there, all the ministers were there. And obviously, you solicit all your business friends, come meet the ministers, whatever. And during those meetings, I don't know what the hell they were discussing, but if they had any interest in any government policy, hey, Mr. Minister, I'm so and so. This is my company. I'd love to meet with you. Let's discuss this and this and that.
Yeah. It's very.
no, but
and they also had key parties, but we'll talk about that another time.
A what party?
Key parties.
Key parties.
Key parties.
Key party.
Oh, you know what key parties are? Because you were the one who mentioned this on this very podcast a few years ago.
Oh, is it like those
Yeah, we'll talk about
key
it
in the
after.
lock parties?
No, it's key parties where you put all your keys in a bowl.
I'm not doing
And the
this.
prime minister might not go home with his wife. He goes home with whoever keys
Oh.
Never said it.
he gets. Yeah, he did. Gapes, get back there. Early episodes of. Oh, I remember, bro. I have the
I've
body.
never seen it,
I
yeah.
have the body and the memory of an elephant.
Well, you no longer have the body.
I still have. I'm a big boy.
You're
you
looking
lost a lot of weight,
fantastic,
bro.
dude. Fuck, what the hell are you doing? What kind of drugs are you on?
Like I saw you on stage.
Yeah.
At some point, like I think from the screen at the bordel, I was like, son of a bitch, lost weight.
Oh, it shows on screen now.
Oh my god, bro! Like you lost. You know how some
misplaced.
people lose weight. You lost weight.
Okay.
Okay.
Congratulations.
I think you just see it that way because of I don't know.
No, but I see you every day. So I shouldn't like you lose a little bit of weight. I
He
won't
probably
notice
sees it less. It's less obvious. Like for me, that sees you once a week. Like
Yeah,
this morning,
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
less.
yeah?
Yeah, exactly. So like, what for me to notice it, it means you did.
The question
lose
I
a
have is,
shit
how
ton
come
of
you're
weight.
not inspired by this?
Oh, he's the opposite of inspired. I try, dude.
He's like, you
can't-
lose it. Fuck, I'll take it.
Yeah, we can't. That's why I can't ever lose stuff. He's picking up for me. But he can't. We inspired him with the best incentive ever.
I heard it on the two drink minimum.
5,000.
If-
Poseidon.
dude,
No
if
one loves
someone,
money
if somebody
more
offered
than
me,
Poseidon.
dude, if somebody offered me $5,000 to lose 50 pounds, I would fucking staple my mouth shut.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
But I've
Give me
realized
the
something about
money.
him. No one loves money more than Poseidon. However, there's one thing he loves more than
Food,
money.
buddy.
No. More than food, more than money. Doing stuff
Failing.
that he wants to do. No. He doesn't like the fact that the only way I'm going to get this is if I adhere to the competition rules. I make my own rules. he does not like, even though the victory would be for him both
Yeah,
ways.
yeah, of course.
He's like, nah, bro. You told me that I'm only going to get this money if I do this. I don't want your fucking money.
I'm a Greekster to the core.
No, a Greekster would fucking staple his mouth shut, take the
Greekster
5
would
Gs.
fucking go home
Greeksters
and-
are smart, bro. Yeah. You, it's very peasant, very petty peasant. Like, nah, I make my own rules. But no, bro.
But no, it's not like that. I wanted to make the $5,000. I
No,
just-
you
What was the
didn't even try
cut?
for
I
one
love-
day.
what was the deadline?
Every
I
sing-
tried for a few months.
No,
but
no. Every day I'd be like, Poseidon, why are you eating that? You're like, come on, bro. It's January.
No.
Come on.
Wait, hold
That's
on.
what he would
When
do to me.
did this start?
No.
This started-
July.
In
No,
July?
no,
and
no,
you
no,
had-
it started-
July or June.
No.
It was right before we went to Gatineau.
Yeah, it wasn't right before we went to Gatineau. This started in This started before we were at the Zenith. Remember the Zenith in?
We were in Quebec City. This started in Quebec.
No,
City.
this started at the Zenith in what's it called? Bro?
April,
in Saint
May?
Eustache.
May.
Yeah, April, May. It started.
May it started.
May it started because
So
I just
you-
remember when you were eating this, you're like, well, Mike's like, I'm gonna go complain about the stuff not being here, and you're like, I ate them, and Mike's like, but didn't you want 5 Gs? And you're like, it's okay, bro. The little packs.
No,
like
this
big.
that was the PAX was before the 5Gs.
Okay, whatever. So we're talking about like end of spring, for example,
Yeah,
around there.
yeah,
April,
yeah.
May.
Oh, he had ample time.
And you had
Yeah.
until the end of the year.
Fuck,
Yeah.
I didn't realize I had that much time.
He
fuck,
did realize
dude.
because he
Come
even
on,
said, he
man.
goes, bro, and he was like so confident. He's like, you guys don't understand, bro. For 5 Gs, I got this. And then he proceeded to put on weight every month.
I lost,
no,
I lost
I've-
about
I've
40
been-
pounds in 6 months for our thing. I came in late.
Oh, he could, because he's bigger.
easy, yeah.
He could do it. Well,
Yeah,
not
because
now.
the first 20-ish pounds, it's all fucking water retention. If you just
Yeah.
watch what you eat, all that is just gonna melt off within a month or
Hold
two.
on, I'll know exactly when you guys told me.
Or he can go hardcore right now. I don't know if he could. Maybe
Yeah,
he
a
could
month
now,
and a half, 50 pounds?
He
No.
could. He could because he has a lot of water
I
weight.
started intermittent fasting a week ago.
It's
So
not
if
healthy.
he does intermittent fasting, he exercises
you
and
can
he
do
eats healthy.
50 pounds in a month and a half.
Him, not you, because he has a lot of excess fat. that was-
Anyone. I don't know if that's the fucking.
It's doable. It's
Healthy.
doable. It's doable.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's doable. But he has to start yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if you do half? Do you get half the money, or it's
No,
it's
all
a
in.
fixed deal?
If he was close, he still would have got the money. Like Mike's like, I'll still give it to him.
Yeah.
But he didn't come anywhere near that.
Dude, you had fucking 8 months, bro.
No, it wasn't 8 months. I think it was like 6.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we spoke about nurses. I want to talk to you about something that happened yesterday. Let me just get the article. There's stuff happening here in Quebec that is just highlighting our fucking mediocrity, and it pisses me off because it feels as though this is kind of like a new generational thing. So yesterday, the news came out with there's an exam for nurses, like in their order, l'ordre des infirmières du Québec. They have to pass an
Multiple choice.
I don't know. It changes. I think this one was multiple choice, but they have to fucking pass their test to get into the order of nurse and start working.
I'm gonna say something. It might sound stupid, but multiple choice, Poseidon, like for something
Yes.
like nurses or doctors, shouldn't it never be multiple choice? Because then you might have people that are incompetent, but they got lucky. They're like, when in doubt, go with C.
I don't
Like,
know.
shouldn't
Yeah.
for important positions, shouldn't it all be written out?
100%. I agree.
Maybe it's I don't know, guys. I don't know the details of the exam. What I know is that the
Because imagine somebody played multiple choice with your operation.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
Because I've been, dude, there's been exams, I've been to university where I'd be like, I fucking failed. And like, how the fuck did I pass? And I was just getting lucky. I was like, D, C, A, D, C. Like I did. And sometimes you get lucky, bro.
Yeah, but see this. So this
Especially when it's A, B. 50-50. I
yeah.
got this.
So what happened was that 49%, like almost half of the people that took the exam failed.
I believe it.
The passing grade is 55. Failed. And here's what
That's
happened.
a little low for something
I don't
medical.
even want the nurses that have 55.
Yeah.
I think they should fail too.
Yo, hold
man.
on. That's a little low for medical.
So listen to this.
Bro, what kind of society are we running? But no wonder our hospitals are fucking run down and they're in the condition that they're in.
Every time I go to the hospital, I'm gonna ask this. I go, let me ask you a question. Are you a 55 nurse or
Or 85
an
nurse?
What did you
nurse?
score on your exam?
Bro, no wonder these whores are becoming nurses, bro.
Yeah, I got a 62. Is there a real adult in the room?
So here's what
No wonder
happened.
they're coming off the stripper pole and into the fucking hospital.
Yeah, a lot of escorts.
You know what?
and,
Good for them, man. If they want to change the career path, go become a nurse.
No, I'm
But
just saying a lot of escorts.
do well though.
A lot of escorts and strippers are becoming real estate agents and nurses.
Look, real estate, you're not playing with people's lives.
No, I'm not saying
And
it's
there's-
good or bad. I'm stating a fact.
No, but listen, there's no problem for a stripper to change career path and become a nurse. Well, there's nothing
Yeah, there
wrong
is.
with that.
No.
What are you crazy? His options are limited after. Poseidon is a man of variety.
I'm not saying there's nothing wrong, but what I'm trying to say is a lot of these broads are dumb, bro. Let's be honest. And the passing grade is
You don't know.
bro. I've been to a lot of strip clubs and a lot of whorehouses, bro. A lot of these broads are dumb. Trust me.
This is why Justin Trudeau trying to censor us.
So listen to me, okay? If the passing
You
grade
can put
is,
the camera on you if you're talking that
oh
much.
yeah, the passing grade is 55, bro. That is low. That is low for medical, bro.
Yeah.
That
No
is low
wonder
for
these
medical.
dumb whores are fucking becoming like, bro. It's dangerous.
But if you think that's bad, listen.
It's terrible.
So look at what
and
happened.
I'm
now.
an idiot.
So look what happened. Almost half of the people taking the test failed, and now they're coming out and saying they're calling on the government to investigate because they think the exam was ridiculously hard and they should either retake it or change the exam or lower the minimum grade requirement.
That's insane.
And it's like,
The
dude.
exam was too hard. What am I, a fucking doctor?
So all the infirmières du Québec came out and said, look, the exam was very similar, if not almost the
enraging.
same as previous years. They said, look,
all
perhaps
dumb.
This is
perhaps the
enraging.
pandemic had some effect to this, but at some point we have to maintain a certain standard.
Yeah.
And they're right. And I agree with you guys. I think 55 is low. I mean, there's certain professions like when you become an engineer, like an astronaut or a fucking doctor.
An astronaut, you could have 55, and that's not.
I don't know. Like there's certain
space
things,
isn't real.
Like there's certain professions in my mind where error needs to be reduced to like almost zero. Like there is no room for error. So you either need to be the best to get in there, and anything under that, we're at risk.
But now you're describing a meritocracy and capitalism. That's not what this generation wants.
But can you
This
imagine?
generation
Can you
wants-
imagine? Can you imagine this guy designing a fucking bridge?
Oh, God,
Never.
bro.
Bro,
that's
when I
why-
went to
hold
school,
on. That's why it's very important.
No offense, bro.
No,
It could be me.
I can't make a bridge either.
I can't make- bro.
But that's why the debate is still running, and I don't know why it's a debate. The intellectuals that said what I'm going to say right now were the correct ones. Equality of outcome is bullshit. You can't say, I want to be a nurse, therefore I must be accepted as a nurse. The best of the best you need in order to be a nurse, to have X, Y, Z fucking score, be the best, and then you're a nurse because it's such a specific field. This whole thing, well, I did the exam, so what if I failed? I should be a nurse, it's too hard. There's no too hard. Either you're good enough to fucking pass it.
100%.
We're not gonna do this bullshit.
George,
like, there's no.
Think about it, man. Your parents get sick, your loved ones get sick, whatever. You go to the hospital and you have one of these people that
Blowing
managed to
bubble
get
gum.
managed to reduce the passing grade to 50 because they got 52, and they're the ones taking care of you.
No.
How do you trust this?
Beatings.
No, but you don't
People
know
get-
this. You don't know this. You don't go
think-
to the hospital and the guy has it stuck on his fucking
They should.
thing. I passed with a 52.
And nurses are more important.
And you trust these people, right?
yeah,
You go in and
nurses-
think, okay, these guys are
I
going to take
went-
care of me.
I went
Nurses
to
do most of the
university.
work. It's not
Yeah,
doctors. Nurses do
absolutely.
most of, so if the nurse is shit, you're fucked.
I went to university and I realized this shit's not for me, bro.
Yeah.
And I fucking dipped. I'd rather
You
be
know
a
how I
fucking.
realized when they said, "Sir, you're not enrolled."
I'm like, you know what? I'd
You're not
rather
supposed to be here.
I'd rather be a fucking clown on the internet,
What are
bro.
you doing in the classroom? I just thought we can just walk in, sir. This class looks interesting to me.
Isn't this a place of learning? They're like, yeah, you just learned that you need to enroll, sir.
You know? And I realized, you know what? I'm much better at being a fucking clown on the internet.
No, but you know what?
I'm not gonna fucking like. I didn't go complain like, oh, because I want to do this lower. Like it's insane
I always
that
hated
that train of thought is
Everybody
like,
gets a ribbon.
Like,
This has to
Yeah,
stop.
like for
I'm-
me,
like,
this
George,
creates
hold
a
on.
huge societal problem.
I am a fucking dumbass and a lunatic, and I think that this is insane.
Yeah,
bro.
he gets it.
This is this should be a big warning for society. Like, it's insane, bro.
But this is what happens once more. This whole it's too hard, too tough love. This is what happens in a society when you build up a society like this, where the win, right, comes naturally because you participated. If you participate, therefore you are victorious. That's crazy. It is no longer a meritocracy. It should always be a meritocracy. The best person in a sport, let's say the two teams that they face, the person that scores the most goals in hockey should win the game. It should not be the shiniest helmet or the people that tried the hardest, because then you don't get the best of the best. It's the same thing in the working world, right? You're a salesman. You're making the most sales. You get fired because you're making the person that can't sell feel inadequate.
Yeah.
That's insane. No business could run that way. We have to stop running society based on the feelings of the dumb minority.
And this is a big issue.
Because the majority loses. The majority loses when we fold just so that we could appease the fucking dumbass minority that keeps yelling.
And it's a big issue because I have friends that are like in top tier management in their companies, and they're telling me that they're taking specific seminars on how to deal with the new generation of the coming into the workforce because of these particular demands they have. And at the end of the day, they need to balance. We need personnel to get our business going. But at the same time, we gotta fucking figure out how to accommodate their special requests, because if we don't, then we're lacking numbers that we need to. So it's this complex formula that they need to figure out, and they don't know how to do it.
Being a man who was in the legitimate corporate world for so long, and I've said this before, I'm not gonna go into details, I don't wanna insult people, but most people in those worlds are incompetent. And we're talking about from any position, from a low position to a high position, most of them are incompetent. And unless you're in it, once you're in it, you realize. And I've had conversations where I've said, like, how am I more qualified? You went to school for this. And it's like, yeah, well, I know. Like, how are you getting paid as much? You don't know what's going on. There's no reason for you to have a salary. You just sit there confused all day. You don't know what the fuck's going on. And this happens repeatedly.
Yeah, it's sad. I've seen it too. Like, I remember Pantelis ran into some trouble actually because of this back in 2015. They started cutting everyone's commission, lowering it. And then they started focusing on like weird shit that wouldn't bring any money for the company. And then not long after, they didn't file for bankruptcy, but I think they had filed for like bankruptcy protection or some shit like
Pantelis?
that. Yeah.
When did this happen? Pantelis filed for bankruptcy.
And they were forcing people to do overtime in the head offices.
Maybe that one kiosk that you worked at, but not Pantelis.
No,
company.
Pantelis.
Bankruptcy protection.
Pantelis ran. I don't know if it was bankruptcy, something with bankruptcy.
Never heard that. Okay.
Not actual bankruptcy, but anyway, some weird shit. Like they were going through some hard times.
Maybe they were downsizing.
Maybe I don't. And then they had to downsize because of shit like this, because they decided to go into like focusing like
Feelings mode.
Feelings mode, teaching people how to use cell phones, not sales driven. You know what I mean? Or before it was very sales driven. It was like when I worked for Telus, when I started working for Telus, they were very compensating on sales. Like I would make a lot of money literally scratching my balls just doing sales.
Because they're like, you make money, the company makes money.
Exactly.
Let's go. We're all making money together.
But then over time they reduced that to almost nothing, and then they would reward you, but it was very small. Like teach somebody how to use their cell phone, and you get $10 commission. Motherfucker, I was making $120 commission on a transaction. Where am I gonna make the $10? You fucking cocksucker.
$10 to teach some retard like this is the call button.
Yeah.
What?
You know?
Who am I gonna call?
Shit that they could have went online on YouTube and figured out themselves.
What do you mean online, bro? Just grab the phone. It's tactile. Just touch it.
Like the dumbest shit. Anyways, but and then they went through some troubles and like shit like that.
Like that video, was it you that put up on Twitter that kid at, was it Tim Hortons or Dunkin' Donuts? That was complaining because he was working too long, too many hours, like 8 hours a day.
Yeah,
and it was too much for him to handle.
My nephew.
Where was that? Like someone had, I can't remember who it was, but I don't know if it was you or Phil.
I had posted. I think Phil talked about it too. My nephew, who's 17 now, is like, one of the. You're not even supposed to be a manager at a fucking McDonald's. And he's been like that for a few years now. He goes to school, bro, and works there for hours. And he goes, the reason why they had to roam, even though he was the youngest, even the older people don't want to work. They would all complain.
He's a manager at McDonald's.
Yeah.
That's cool, yeah.
Well, because it's good for experience. That's why I told him.
Exactly.
It's not as, bro, the kid's still in high school.
Yeah.
And he goes and he has these weird shifts over the weekend, the hours that I used to take when I was at fucking Harvey's anyway. So the kid's a worker. But the reason why, because I go in the beginning, I go to my sister, I go, isn't he too young? She's like, yeah, but he's the only one that works. And he complains. He's young and he complains about older people who are like, oh my God, it's so busy and there's so many people. What do I? And he's like, you have fucking, just work. Just shut the fuck up and work. You're at, but we should be getting paid more because it's like this is the job you chose. You're at McDonald's. Just shut the fuck up and work. And he gets it as a kid.
We never fucking complain. And I hate comparing our generation to the new generation, but it's just that when we got dressed to go to work, we shut our mouths and we just did it. We took shit from the bosses. It wasn't easy, especially working in restaurants where pretty much we all started from. Dude, the beatings, well, we didn't, not physical, like a
mental,
like
a lot
mental.
of
They were
abuse.
like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
It was horrible.
2017, they had record profit drops because of all that shit.
Tell us.
Yeah, tell us. And then they did a whole restructuring.
Go woke, go broke. That's
Yep.
what happens.
Exactly.
I thought that video was a joke. I could not believe it. The kid was crying. I can't do 8 hours. What the fuck?
Bro, I've worked fucking 14
Are
hour
you
shifts,
kidding me,
bro.
man? Yeah.
But that's why that old adage is 100% true. Hard times make strong people.
Yeah.
And then strong people make the easy times, right? And then the easy times produce these fucking pussies that then destroy us and get us into hard times again.
Bro, I've left work at 3 a.m. limping.
Yeah, but bro, nobody told you to fight customers.
No,
bro.
no, no, limping because my feet were burnt, bro.
Yeah, standing up all day.
Yeah. World Cup is starting. How come it's starting in November? Is it like
Are you fucking kidding me, bro? We've been through this a million times since they announced it. Because it's goddamn Qatar. It's too hot to do it in the summer.
right.
Did you see
Okay.
one of the politicians that he went and dropped money on the guy's desk? Did you see that video?
No, it wasn't
Bro.
a politician. He's a journalist. He's
journalist,
Like
sorry,
he's a comedian,
journalist,
I
I
think.
don't know why I
That's
said-
Sepp Blatter.
I think so.
That
Yeah.
was
happened
that
years
was a
ago.
long time ago. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I thought that was recent.
No, dude, that was a
That
long
happened
time
years
ago.
ago.
Ah, they replayed it like it was recent.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it was a long time ago.
That happened years ago because that's how they sold. Qatar should not have a World Cup.
There's a documentary.
And the fucked up thing is like the players can't even boycott it or whatever. Because for those of you who aren't aware, the World Cup it starts next week and it's being held in the Islamic nation of Qatar. And some of the rules that they said is Qatar said
Yeah.
no gay shit,
no sex,
no sex,
And we know soccer.
no drinking alcohol, no women.
no public display of affection.
Affection, all that. So all this stuff, you're like, fuck, bro, these guys are awesome. But apart from that, they also want to host a soccer tournament, which is gay as fuck.
Yes, okay. You were going the same direction.
No, it's fucked. Could you imagine you're going there now? You're a player, and there's a lot of gay players, bro. So they're going down there, and they're like,
It is soccer.
these people said no gay people. But I'm gay and I'm playing like, you know how crazy that is? You're like, do I want to play?
And you know what
Like, I
sucks?
want to play for my nation, but these motherfuckers
Yeah.
are telling me to go fuck myself.
And here's the other thing that sucks. There's so many people calling out like boycotting and all that. But like
Yeah.
you're an
It's too late.
athlete. No, forget about.
No, it's too late. The boycotts are bullshit. If you want to boycott, it should have been done years ago.
But even if it weren't too late, I mean, boycotting by not going, right?
Yeah.
Not holding it in Qatar because that happened, but boycotting by not, being present. You have all these athletes. This is what the fuck they dream of, right?
Yeah.
They work so hard in
That's
their
why
lives,
it's
and why,
tough.
like if I was an athlete and I was categorically against anything Qatar stands for, I'm not so sure if I'd stay home, man. Because like this is what you train for. This is what you
Look,
want,
But me, the difference is I'm a winner. I would go into this situation and find a way to win. I would go in super positive, become very friendly with
Win
the
and
locals.
make a statement.
No, I'd be very friendly with the locals, like Poseidon, like the Qatari family that runs it. I'd be on good terms and going in there. And every time, like, let's say I'm representing Greece. It's like, oh, you're facing Brazil in the next round. I would go and be like, yo, that team, they're all gay. So I would make sure we win the games. That's what I would be like. I'd be like, bro, that's a group of homosexuals. I'd make
may
my
have
team.
AIDS. I don't know. Look, I mean,
I'd
we-
make sure my team is the world champion.
Look at Neymar, bro, with his weird
Yeah.
piercings, bro.
I would just call them out and make sure that they're not allowed to play, so we win by default. I would just call everyone else gay. If you're in this situation, you got to strategize. You got to use everything at your advantage.
Hey, how about Canada though? They have a pretty decent team, no?
Yeah, Canada has a cute team. They're in an odd group because Morocco has a good team, Belgium has a very good team, Croatia is fucking Croatia. So it's a very tough group.
Do you think at least they'll get one goal in this tournament? I think they will.
Canada,
Yeah.
Canada. It depends which Canada we see, but the way Canada was playing to qualify, Canada in my bracket goes through with either Belgium or Croatia. Yeah. They can get this
Is
done.
Greece in it?
No, Greece is not.
I
in
don't
it.
care.
Greece is not in it. Italy's not in
Italy
it.
too.
But
there's
there's still teams that I support that are there. Serbia is there. I support the Serbs. I support the Croats. I support the Portuguese.
who's
Canada.
the champ?
Tunisia. There's
Was
teams
it
that I'll
Portugal?
support.
Who won the last World Cup? Spain or
The last World Cup was France. They're in it.
France won the last World Cup? Okay.
They
Yeah,
did.
I don't remember. I don't know. I don't think I followed.
You remember those songs? No? No? Yeah.
No,
Yeah, France won. How do you not know this?
I don't know. I guess I didn't pay attention.
France won.
When?
Don't you remember all the stuff people were like, it's the first time an African nation wins the World Cup? You don't remember? France won the last World Cup.
That's amazing.
Shit. Give me 1 second here. I'm getting all these messages. Fuck. So I'm looking forward to that. I mean, I don't know. I guess we're supporting Canada.
I'm supporting all kinds of teams, but Canada, I'm telling you, Canada could get past the group stage. Now, the only problem is that they've never been to this type of event before. So a lot of it is
When was the last time? Sorry, when was the last time they participated in a World Cup?
Canada?
Yeah.
Either never or like one of the first World Cups.
I think I remember Canada in one of those World Cups in the U.S. in the early 90s. Which one was
No,
it?
I
In
don't-
L.A.?
Really?
In 94.
I don't
Was Canada
think so.
there? No?
I might be wrong.
Check it
But-
out, Poseidon. See if
But
Canada
we
ever
don't.
participated.
Canada doesn't have because it's a new country in soccer, right? It doesn't have that, but they have a good team. They're young, they're fast, they're hungry, they're a solid squad. Morocco is going to be troublesome just because Morocco's more used to that sort of climate. Because you have to. Another thing you have to understand is that this is November, and you have these players that play in Europe and North America going to play in the fucking deserts of Qatar. So there's a lot to be said about the climate as well. A lot of these African nations are going to have a good advantage. They should use it, you know. Belgium has experience. They have a team that has European champions on it. It's going to be tough. Croatia, bro. Fucking Vida, Livaja. Like, they have a great fucking team. A lot of Ajax players. Goddamn right. A lot of Ajax players are in the World Cup.
Fuck.
Very proud of my boys. Yeah.
There you go.
By the way, that documentary is almost done. It's going to be exclusive to Patreon.
Oh, cool,
Document.
cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm excited. I don't even know what the hell you're doing, but I'm just.
It's a documentary about Ajax Athens and why they're so important to me, why they're the most important team in Greece, and why they're important in general, like in the historical context. People don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it because I don't know anything about.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Last time Canada was in the World Cup was in 1986.
86.
Not bad. I was born then.
Ah.
What'd they do? Group
You
stage.
cursed the
Eliminated.
team.
No.
I like to say last time the Habs won a Stanley Cup was in '93, and I was born in '93. I like to say that I cursed the Habs.
So yeah, they could make it past the group stage. The Canadians, they could.
That's cool.
Yeah. First game is very important. First game is against Belgium.
God damn.
Obviously, the upset will be the best, but if they could tie against Belgium, they're in a very good spot. Even if they lose, though.
Anything could happen, man. All these surprises. I mean, look at Italy. They got disqualified. They were playing what? North Macedonia or whatever.
Wait,
Sorry?
what the fuck did you
What
just
the
say?
fuck
Bro?
did you
Yeah,
say?
that guy.
Are you trying to throw hands right now, bro?
That's who they lost. That's who
They lost to Thessaloniki, bro.
they
They lost to a
don't know, it was a
university
country.
team in Greece.
Skopje. They lost with Skopje.
Oh, the Skopjans. Yeah. Yeah, the Skopjans tried hard, yeah.
Did you guys hear?
Imagine if they were playing for their actual nation of Bulgaria. That team would have been strong.
So today, around noon, the health minister is making a public press conference with the health director because they're not imposing the mask, but they're going to be recommending it to people for people to use it.
I
in
get it. I've seen
public
a lot of
spaces.
ugly people outside. I get it. There's a lot more goblins hanging around.
So they question because look, the Ontario Health Department came out and said that they're imposing the mask. The Quebec Health Department came out, I think, on Monday, and they recommend it in public spaces. And so people are wondering, listen, man,
What is
it's-
this theater?
It's called public health. Like, it can't be that separated from the political thing, although it should be. But how is the director of our public health recommending it and the premier of Quebec saying, well, we're not so sure yet? I mean, and then you're trying to convince us that, oh, there's no politics in these decisions. Come
Follow
on,
the science,
man.
George. What's the science say?
I'm just going to fucking take a tangent over here. You saw the video of Justin Trudeau getting his extra dose or whatever the fuck it is, the vaccine.
but I know what he does. Yeah, go on.
But this fucking posing shit, man. Like a whole video of him walking down the clinic through the aisles, saying hi to the guy at the counter. Like, is that necessary? Just sit down, take a fucking picture like all the leaders do, post that on your social media, and that's it. Do you need a video Like, we know what's happened, dude. It's not a hidden camera. Somebody was there and filming you walking through. Cut. Okay, let's go to the desk now. Say hi to the guy. Cut. Let's sit down. And then
theater.
after he shakes everyone's hand, he sits down and he puts his mask on.
Yeah, it's theater. But can I tell you something?
First touch everyone's hands and then put your mask on.
For every George that analyzes and laughs and goes, "This is fake," every George, there's going to be 10 Jorges. And I'm not making fun of our Jorge. I just mean because the name George. Just not understanding that it's theater and be like, you know, not using any common sense. So it is what it is. I've learned to accept it. Fool me once, he did. He fooled me once. Never again.
No.
No.
What's that?
You heard about that myocarditis shit? Remember they were all mad at Rogan? They said it was fake news. And now that the studies come out, no one's apologizing.
And a lot of people have been dying.
And they keep dropping these. I noticed CTV News, they keep dropping these tweets, these news articles at 1:50 a.m. Oh, no, we said it. We said that we lied. 1:50 a.m. when no one's on here. Like, guys, go fuck yourselves.
Oh, that's funny. That's so
I'm
funny.
a psychopath, so I'm awake. I see it and I comment. Yeah, and that's why a lot of people go, I didn't hear that. Yeah, because you're living
sleeping.
a normal life.
You're
and
sleeping when the news drops.
Yeah. Yeah, they drop. We're at 2:48 a.m.
Yeah, but I see it at 1:50. I go, okay, 2 days in a row, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
Ah, these bastards, bro.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about China and their involvement.
Jimmy Fallon's dead.
No, he's not dead.
Oh no, just a hashtag that people. Okay.
Yeah.
People are
So
fucking
Jimmy
around.
Fallon, I'm gonna say this just fast, because this is why I hate you all you fucking idiots. Okay, everyone, Elon Musk, Twitter. Elon Musk changed nothing on Twitter so far, right? Nothing's actually changed. It's the same shit. So Jimmy Fallon is blaming, and he even tweeted and asked Elon Musk, "Can you do something about this? Can you get rid of the hashtag rest in peace Jimmy Fallon?" Twitter doesn't create a hashtag.
Yeah.
People created this hashtag.
Yeah.
And the more you complain about it, Jimmy, the more they're going to keep using it because it's funny to them because you're complaining. It's the Streisand effect. So it's not, they're blaming, do you know how fucking crazy that is? They're blaming Elon Trump for a trending hashtag.
Elon Trump?
Yeah. They're blaming Elon Trump.
Because, because the users of Twitter created that hashtag and it's gotten popular.
Yeah, and they go, it's Trumpism all over again. Last week they were saying Trumpism is dead. Now they go Trumpism all over again. They're imbeciles. You don't control that. That's like blaming YouTube for, why do people like ASMR videos? YouTube, you need to stop this. They're like, we didn't tell somebody to like ASMR videos. It's just what people like, so they fucking watch them. It's not a committee that forced people to create these fucking videos, you idiots.
Let me.
I'm looking at the tweets, by the way, of Rip
funny.
Jimmy Fallon. Dude, that is funny. Isn't he supposed to be a comedian, this guy?
Supposed to be.
Yeah.
They were all supposed to be. Then they
I like
became.
Jimmy
It's
Fallon.
Then they
almost like
became
he's
political
still with us.
activists.
What was it?
And this one guy retweeted, Elon, can you fix this? Rip Jimmy Fallon. And then this one guy goes, it's almost like he's still with us. Rip Jimmy Fallon. That's
These guys are
amazing.
awesome.
Oh, they're making memes. Oh, this is amazing.
Yeah. Just
Rip
laugh.
Jimmy Fallon, they put XXX Temptation, the split face of Jimmy Fallon's face. Oh, this is
I'm gonna
amazing.
tweet right now.
Oh, this is amazing.
Oh, jeez. I want to talk to you guys about what happened on Monday. The RCMP arrested a Chinese national working at Hydro-Quebec. I don't know if you heard the story.
No.
Oh, this is amazing.
yeah.
We're not letting the Chinese work anymore.
35-year-old Yuesheng Wang was arrested by the RCMP, suspected of espionage and sending secret trade secrets to China. So this guy, from what I've read,
Is this Hydro-Quebec?
Hydro-Quebec.
Oh, yeah, I heard about
So what I read, this guy.
What secrets? Trade secrets. All right, listen.
Well, because
listen.
Hydro,
You could use water to create.
No, because Hydro-Quebec,
I know where you're going with this, you bastard. This is serious. This is serious because they can basically our whole network, how it works, electricity, basically.
it's not. No, what I read was that because Hydro-Quebec
Like if they
has
want to
been
attack our
developing.
electricity, if they want to cause a blackout, like they know everything.
It has nothing to do with that. From what I read, because Hydro-Quebec is working on creating this battery for electric vehicles and all that stuff. So this technology. And this guy apparently was hired because he is an expert. He has this specialization in this type of research.
In stealing technology.
And he's been sending all these developments to China. He got arrested. And then all these things are starting to come up now. They're like, how come? Because this guy, he appeared in court on Tuesday and he needed an interpreter. And people were like, hold on a second, hold on, like back up. Let's put the espionage thing on the side for a second. How is it that someone that doesn't speak English or French gets hired by Hydro-Quebec?
Oh, we're
Like,
right
what?
back to where we started.
What the hell is happening here?
Hey, we're not the racists. See, hired the man that cannot speak.
Yeah. So apparently he was so good at what he does, and he was such a specialist in this type of research.
Why are
that
we
they had
so
to,
good at Chinese that we understood what he did? We're so goofy. We're so
Oh, geez.
stupid.
So yeah, so all this information was leaked to China, and then you have this. What are they called? Hold on, let me get the group
How do you
name.
know he's amazing? Bro, I don't know. I can't read these fucking hieroglyphs, but bro, it must be something, bro. This guy's Chinese. Chinese people don't lie.
So this is the l'Association de Promotion de l'Amitié. This is an association that promotes friendship between Canada and China that were very active in lobbying the government to release the other girl from
The Huawei girl.
the Huawei girl. And they're involved again now, trying to release him. He wasn't released, this guy, because they're afraid that he might leave. So he's like,
think?
listen, we're not going to let you fucking escape. So
Now that you know how to create your own batteries.
it's just crazy. And I mean, this is nothing new. I mean, you've been talking about this and we've spoken about this on many episodes, how deeply involved China has become in all institutions.
Oh, don't bring me into this, because when I said it, I was a conspiracy theorist. You guys are just taking years to catch up to what I've been saying. That's it. That's all it is.
Yeah, and this is serious. And yesterday at the G20 meeting, Justin Trudeau met with the General Secretary of the Communist Party of China,
Yeah.
Xi Jinping.
What do you say? He's like, homeboy.
It lasted literally 10 minutes. That was the meeting.
Yeah, I know. You know what the meeting was? I already told you what the meeting. I tweeted it yesterday. This was the meeting for 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah, he did. That's right.
And Trudeau's like this. And then after a while, he's like, hey, he asked, he's like, does this guy even speak Mandarin? And the guy's like, no, sir, he does not. So why is he nodding? Get him the fuck out of here.
He
And
doesn't.
Trudeau just bowed.
He doesn't have that translation device in his ear. What's going on over
Yeah.
there? He's-
Trudeau's just nodding. He's like, yeah, I feel you, dog. I feel you, Zhij.
He got dressed up again. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, yeah, I saw. But that's cool. He looked fashionably Cambodian.
Whatever. I have an issue with that. But then again, in his defense, all the other world leaders were dressed like that. I don't
All
know.
the other world leaders. Name another world leader that was there. Klaus Schwab was there. World leader. What nation does
He's
he
a
lead?
world leader?
What nation does
No,
Klaus Schwab
yeah.
lead?
Well, keep in mind, look, the G20, obviously,
Hold
there's
on, hold on. Well, I'm just curious because
There
it's
is
supposed to be
there isn't.
the modern nations, right? They get together.
Yeah.
So what nation does Klaus Schwab lead?
Doesn't.
Oh, okay, fine. We don't know. It's a secret nation. What about Bill Gates? He was there too.
Yeah.
What nation does he lead?
Well, look, keep in mind one thing.
Why are prominent politicians of some of the strongest countries, the strongest nations on the planet, why are they colluding with private industry? Something that they shouldn't be doing, right?
But it's pretty not colluding, but it's
Not
pretty-
colluding?
No, the
How? I don't know what they were discussing.
No, I know. But what I'm trying to say is that in these meetings, in the G meetings, whether it's the G7, G20, or whatever it is, you have a portion of these meetings that deal with obviously the heads of states, right? But there's also like a side part of these conferences that deal with different speeches, different presentations, and you have all these influential people from the business class education.
Who is he influencing?
Who?
Klaus Schwab?
I don't know. He's from the World Economic Forum, so
Exactly,
obviously
which
he's
is not a
invited.
real thing.
Well,
No one created that. That's his thing. It's not a real thing.
yeah. Well, look, he's gotten whatever credibility he thinks he has. I mean, they meet twice a year, I think, and
that's
he
insane.
gathers all the people. There's other people. I mean, there's the youth G20 leaders that are there. It's like a whole thing. It's not just the political leaders. There's a whole other side aspect to these conferences that deal with whatever. Presentations on economy and environment and all these other things that happen. So all this to say that this guy doesn't sit in the meetings where the world leaders sit
Yeah.
and discuss. That's not happening.
Well, because the walk that I saw was him and our boy Trudeau.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course they walk together. I'm just saying in the conference, they're not sitting.
Stop, bro. Stop. We're in different seats. Listen, if I had a board meeting about this operation here and we're sitting down and then some guy comes and you're like, who the fuck is that guy? I go, don't worry about it, bro. He's from the economic podcast. Like, does he belong here? Yeah, whatever, bro. And then I ask him, what should I do? What should I do with my business? You'd ask questions. You'd be like, bro, why? This guy's not part of this. Why the fuck is he telling you what to do?
I don't think he sits in the meetings where the world leaders convene. That's what I'm saying.
They just sit in his meetings.
Maybe, yeah, if they're interested. I don't know what kind of conferences he holds during those meetings.
You
but
should, though, know, because you paid for them to go down there.
Yeah.
You should know. Anyways, this is all corrupt as fuck, but go on.
So there you have it. So that's what's happening with China.
They're stealing our batteries.
Yeah, they sent someone in there to steal the information. I mean, no, but this is serious. I mean, we're laughing at this,
It's super serious.
but it's messed up.
I've been warning you for years, and I've been told to shut the fuck up. I've been warning you guys for years. Even when he was doing the war games, I even had an ex-military guy. I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast or if it was off air. I can't remember, but because it's on Patreon, but it's coming out everywhere else. And he was telling me about how it was a huge concern. He's a veteran. When they did the exercise with the Chinese, he goes, "By the way, you guys only found out about it now." But we've been doing this for years so they could mimic what it would be like to come into the States and Canada and this and that. He goes, and yeah, the actual military is like, yo, this is fucking dumb as shit. Why are we doing this? It was because of the political influence like that they have over us, the Chinese. He goes, it's that's a real thing. But it was called for 2 years now conspiracy theories. But it's a real fucking thing that people in the government go, yeah, this is fucked up.
Yeah.
It's a real thing. Why can't we see the truth? Why is the truth bad?
You're asking the wrong person. Bro.
And now with the battery thing, why is it bad to say that, yo, this is fucked up? Bro, they're stealing our technology. This is sinister.
Well, this is what's happening.
Also, why do we hire someone that can't speak any of the languages?
Yeah. Like, how much of a specialist was this person? You're going to tell me that we don't
Who's
have...
translating it if we don't speak his language?
But it's not, you're going to tell me that Quebec is a world leader in this sort of industry, didn't have specialists in battery technology or whatever the fuck that technology is in research.
I'll do you one better. Even if he's the best one on the planet, if he can't translate, if he can't speak it, what use is he to us?
Because also he's accused all this information that he stole from Hydro-Quebec. He apparently used it as his own research paper in some institution that he's affiliated to in China.
This guy's awesome, though. Let's be honest.
He never wrote down that, oh, yeah, this is based on Hydro-Quebec, la, la, la. You know,
So they could steal the idea and be like, no, it's Chinese guy.
yeah, this is our research affiliate
Bro, this
over
guy's
here.
badass, bro. This guy's cheating off everybody's exam overtly.
Yeah.
This guy's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's give credit where credit is due.
I don't know.
Touche, spy.
I don't-
Touche.
I don't know if you guys heard yesterday, Poland was attacked by Russian missiles.
Okay, that's Justin Trudeau propaganda.
Well,
I
look,
heard it was an accident.
Yeah, and it wasn't from Russia. Finally, so
Yeah.
the news this morning
Was the
came out.
Ukrainians?
It was Ukrainian anti-missile defense or whatever the fuck it was,
Oh,
but
so-
it was Russian-made
We're-
missiles.
So we're going to war, right?
No, of course. I hope they don't go to war.
Well, we
I mean,
have to attack the Ukraine. They just hit a NATO ally.
they were yeah, exactly.
They just hit a NATO. Hold on. Yesterday, people, this is why it's a theater. Yesterday, Trudeau tweeted, "I'm taking this very seriously."
Yeah.
They hit the NATO ally because he thought it was Russians. We got to band together. Emergency meeting with Biden. I think we got to go on the attack because the NATO ally was hit by these missiles, even though it was an accident. We found out the next day.
They didn't know the
Hold on.
details. They
we
were
found out
looking
the
at-
next day that it was. However, the accident wasn't the Russians that you were about to attack. It was the Ukrainians. So we got to keep that same energy. We got to attack these goddamn fucking people from attacking our allies. We can't have our allies get hit
there's
by
still,
these
look,
Ukrainian madmen.
it's still not confirmed. The two possibilities is either Russians amid the incredible shelling they proceeded to I guess they in Ukraine because they're attacking all these energy sites so they can what's it called? What's the fucking word I'm looking for?
Are we still not?
Block the energy from within Ukraine.
Is peace still off the table? Are we still not willing to negotiate so they could stop attacking these people?
Look, everyone is saying that peace can only be negotiated by Ukraine. If a country has been invaded and whose territory has been illegally annexed to Russia, how could they possibly come out and say, okay, we'll accept it, let's call it...
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying let's do peace talks. Sit down and be like, look, get the fuck out of there.
Look,
and stop attacking us.
From what I'm reading, there's all these attempts, but nobody wants to sit on the table. Ukraine doesn't want anything to do from the minute that Russia has come in and literally stolen land from them. And Russia is just playing their game. So
wait, the Ukraine doesn't even want to discuss to politically get back the land. Like, be like, look.
Well, look, I think on Monday or over the weekend, they took over Kherson, which was one of the states... Yeah, one of the states that were annexed by Russia, and Russia came out and said, "You're illegally invading our territory."
That's funny.
Like, come on,
the
man.
Russians have lost their goddamn minds. That's hilarious. I love that.
So this is the situation. So how do you want, Zelensky to sit down and say, "Okay, let's talk peace"?
Well, Zelensky, to me now, after he attacked my allies, that's I can't accept that.
The Poles.
I'm
you
a
mean?
NATO.
The Polish people?
I'm a NATO absolutist, and I love the Polish people.
Look,
I would like to
we don't-
apologize
nothing,
on behalf
nothing,
of my
nothing has
NATO
been
allies.
nothing has been confirmed yet. This morning, when I was listening to the news, there are two possible solutions. One, in this fucking rainstorm of missiles that left Russia towards Ukraine, some kind of left and hit Poland, but they're discarding that because the distance and the direction, like it's not feasible.
Yeah.
And then the other solution is in the rockets that were fired by Ukrainians in an effort to defend themselves from these rockets, some went into Poland.
Unacceptable.
That is a little bit more plausible, and that's what they're kind of leaning towards. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is here, but obviously everybody was on high alert because.
Because these Polish people get attacked by the Ukrainians.
Initially, it was a Russian missile that hit Poland. Poland is a NATO ally, and automatically Article 5, you attack one NATO member, it's like attacking
All
the
of them.
entire
But
alliance.
Ukraine just attacked the whole alliance.
Yeah. But well, they didn't attack. It was while they're defending themselves by mistake.
But if the Russians had done it by mistake, why was that an attack? But if the Ukrainians do by mistake, it's not an attack.
Yeah.
Poseidon, I need you because this is
I think-
clearly an argument for idiots. I need you to
no,
jump
no,
in.
I think
Repeat the argument.
I
So
think if
yesterday
Russia,
they said
hold on.
Russia
Yes.
hit Poland by accident, but they still an accident.
No,
it
they
doesn't
didn't
matter.
say that. They said there's a missile that hit Poland,
Yeah.
a Russian missile that
Why
hit
is
Poland.
Poland always getting caught up in this shit?
I
though?
feel bad.
Poor
for Poland.
Poland, yeah.
Poor Ukraine too, bro.
Yeah.
It's like we
Ah,
want to
whatever,
live.
bro.
Like, you're not gonna live Ukraine.
So the news that came out was that a Russian missile hit or two. I think 2 missiles. I can't remember.
hit Poland.
It doesn't matter.
or
One
missile,
or
I can't remember,
two
whatever.
makes no difference.
And they go, oh, whether it's an accident or not, this is a NATO ally. So if you attack,
Well,
or
they
you
were
hit-
waiting to see if it was true. So
They had an emergency meeting to see if it was true. It was true.
I have
They
a
did.
question.
The missile did hit.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they were ready to have an emergency meeting to see what they're going to do about these Russians because the NATO ally was hit by even if it was an accident, it was still the Russians that did it. Now that
How
we
do
find
you
out, it was
launch missiles by accident to someone?
but that's what I'm saying. But now that we know that
No,
the
it can happen.
Ukrainians
It happens.
did
It happens all the
the
time.
Ukrainians did it who are not a NATO member. Now all of a sudden, it doesn't matter that a NATO ally got hit because the accident came from these people. The
No, it
accident wasn't
matters.
from these
No,
people.
no, it matters.
If
but
it matters, it would
but
be
I'm
attacking
sure.
the Ukraine.
Look,
So who launched
this
the
is-
missiles? Who launched the missiles?
We don't know yet. We don't know the two possibilities.
Ukrainians.
The two.
Okay,
yeah,
so the Ukrainians launched the missiles. Which
they were doing it to defend themselves. It was like an anti-defense missile to.
So manslaughter.
okay,
It's manslaughter.
So the Ukrainian military.
If I try to shoot Poseidon and I accidentally kill someone else,
Mm.
I still go to jail for manslaughter. I wasn't trying to murder him,
Yeah.
but I killed him.
So
I have a question. What brand was the missile?
who knows?
Like who sold the missile? Like was it an American?
It was a
missile?
Russian-made missile.
For sure,
Russian
Russian-made,
made-
yeah.
It was. That's confirmed. It was a
Russian-made?
Russian-made missile.
A Russian-made missile sold to the Ukrainians.
Yeah, they sell them everywhere.
Of course.
Interesting.
Of course, they have Russian
Interesting.
weapons.
Okay.
But look, here's the thing. I'm convinced that even if it was Russia and Russia came out and said, listen, it was a mistake. We take full responsibility of it. It was meant to go into Ukraine. I don't think that they would press that button and say, fuck, we're going out. You know,
That's what they were saying
calling
yesterday.
Article. They were looking into Article 5 of the NATO agreement. But I think that they would do anything possible to avoid a fucking war.
No, I think they want.
If Russia,
I think
if
at
Russia
this
came
point-
out, if it had happened, and it was Russia that launched the missile, and they did it by mistake, and it came out and said, "Listen, it was our mistake," blah blah blah, this and that. I think everyone would have come
Haven't
down.
they been launching missiles at each other though?
Yeah, bro, the whole fucking time.
with
they
who?
won't stop.
With Poland?
No, Ukraine.
Oh yeah, of course, dude.
So-
They've been getting destroyed.
I don't want war just because there's some people that don't understand the satire. I don't want war at all. I'm not saying we should be attacking the Ukrainians. What I'm saying is the energy yesterday of let's not look into it. Let's get ready. They attacked one ally. Even if it was a mistake, it was one ally. We all in this together. If you're serious about that statement, then now you should be attacking the Ukraine. What I'm saying is if you're serious about the statement, then go all the way, motherfucker. But you're not serious about the
Poland
statement.
was hit, right?
Yeah, Poland was hit a NATO
Okay.
ally.
Yeah, I see. I see. Okay, it makes
That's
sense
what
to
I'm
me now
saying.
because I was
Yeah.
confused.
Okay, if you want, keep that
Yeah.
same energy, motherfucker. Let's go.
Yeah. No, I think they were looking into seeing the validity of the attack and if it was intentional
The
or
missile
not.
killed 2 people, no?
Yeah, yeah.
I find
Two
it
Polish people.
I find it very dangerous that they keep pushing for let's attack. Like, dude,
Well,
Put all
because it's
this-
serious, man. At this point, I mean, a Russian missile hitting Poland. I mean, you have to look into it. You have to look at it seriously.
But
and
now
say,
that you
okay,
know
what's
that
the
it's
fact?
Ukrainian,
Yeah, but
It's no
what
longer
I'm saying
serious.
that what I'm saying is that even if it wasn't launched by Ukraine, it was indeed launched by Russia
Yeah.
by mistake.
Yeah.
I don't think that there would be, there would be such an emergency to act. They would recognize that. Look, It's a mistake. It wasn't done intentionally. Let's calm the fuck down. We don't want to engage into.
They should be doing that right now, but no one's talking about peace. They should be forcing peace on the table because this affects the entire planet. They should be forcing peace on the table and giving Russia some kind of an ultimatum. Be like, look, leave these people alone. Get the fuck out of these regions, and you get XYZ thing. We'll talk about restructuring NATO so that missiles aren't pointed at you 24/7. Like, you know what I mean? Actually negotiate with something that the Russians would feel is a victory for them. And then the Ukrainians would have the victory of having their fucking country. That's a victory. But no, they're not negotiating. So they're still perpetuating this war. They're still pushing these people to go to war. The Ukrainians are still getting bombed. They're getting shelled for living in their house. So no, I don't respect any of this shit, bro. It's warmongers, and the only people that are paying for it are the soldiers, the people that live in the Ukraine. Those are the people that are paying. Now Polish people. Those are the people paying for it. So I don't accept this fucking...
Well, Polish people have been paying from the beginning. I mean, don't forget, these guys have opened their doors to all these refugees from Ukraine. I mean, they've played a huge role in this whole conflict.
Who?
Poland.
Yeah, because they're right in the middle.
Yeah.
But they deserve to get attacked now by the Ukrainians? No.
I'm just saying that they've had their share of challenges too.
Yeah. But that's why they should be negotiating peace.
I think everyone is in favor of that. The
They're
problem
not,
is that
because
you
they
can't.
said it repeatedly publicly. Peace is not on the table right now.
Well, yeah, because you can't be like, you're Canada. You cannot dictate that we should do peace and talk on behalf of another country that doesn't want to sit on the negotiating table.
Hold on, but I could dictate everything else. I could go into countries, restructure them, say, you're getting democracy now, you're doing this. But now when it's affecting the whole world, I can't get involved. You get involved in everything else, motherfucker.
Yeah,
You're involved in every other situation on the fucking, every conflict on the goddamn planet.
fair point.
This is the conflict that you're deciding to back out. It's all bullshit. And I hate that we go through with it. Like the news, no one asks the real fucking questions. They go, this is how it is.
Interesting thing in terms of numbers, we officially passed 8 billion people on the planet.
Oh, you're welcome.
We're about to fucking go under it soon.
Don't worry about it. Yeah,
No, but
they're
it's
going to
been-
take care of that real
but-
quick, bro.
Yeah, bro.
but it's been increasing exponentially. Like we went from 7 to 8 billion in the last 12 years compared to
How many people does China have?
1.45.
hold on, I have the number because in 2023
checked yesterday.
India is going to surpass China.
Okay, so that's India and China. Why am I getting blamed
In
for climate change?
2023. India, 1.4. They're going to surpass 1.4
Did
billion.
you know the U.S. has the third biggest population on the planet? I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
I believe it. All right. You guys carry on.
Really?
Yeah. Do you have a call?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! No, I had the important thing to talk about.
He's here.
Yeah, I'm here, baby.
God damn it!
Tell me, sex machine.
CSIS, because you know we.
Oh shit.
For those who don't know, CSIS, Canadian Security Intelligence Service. You know, there's a whole inquiry now on what's been happening or what happened in Ottawa with a trucker convoy and all that. So there's a public inquiry. They're looking
I
at
heard
both
about
sides.
this.
Yeah, it's happening. And this is interesting because
I heard also what they said.
who?
CSIS.
Yeah, about the
They didn't actually pose
a threat exactly.
Yeah.
And this they had met literally the day before Justin Trudeau passed the Emergencies Act. The day before, they met with the directors over at CSIS, and CSIS said, like, we have absolutely zero reasons to believe that it's going to get that it's going to get.
And yet he still decided to pass the Emergencies Act.
And he still did it.
Because he's a big baby.
But this is interesting because first of all, nobody knew about this meeting that happened. Everybody was questioning Justin Trudeau because he's the head of state, right? He's the head of government, sorry, I should say. And he convinced everyone that the situation was such that our security is at risk, right? During this convoy, and yet CSIS had no reason to believe that. The question is this: who is advising Justin Trudeau on security matters? Like interior security, and if you're not going to take the advice that, I'll say quote unquote professionals, right? Because I'm sure they've made mistakes, kind of like the same way that the CIA or FBI have made mistakes in the US in their analysis of certain things. But still, if you have the professionals, the guys that have the expertise telling you that we don't see any possible danger, or at least not as much that would justify the use of the War Emergencies Act, then why the fuck do you go forward with it? How much sense does that make? And not to mention that, 48 hours after that, they withdrew it? So what the hell was the point of all this?
It was just... okay, Trudeau probably has a micro penis.
Nothing to do with anything.
and he has to show that he is in charge.
Look, you have to give it, though, to the government for actually doing this public inquiry, because there's a lot of questions that need to be answered.
No.
We pointed our fingers to all these people that participate as if they were evil,
No.
disrupting peace, and extremists and Nazis and misogynists and whatever adjective true to use to describe them. But the more this inquiry is going on, the more we find out stuff that kind of goes counter to what the government was talking about. You know, this for me is a little worrying. I'll be honest with you.
A little.
Yeah.
This is very worrying, bro. All of this shit is very worrying.
And the fact that in that meeting that was held right before, it was it's called the Incident Response Group. This is a cabinet, and that meeting is chaired by the Prime Minister himself. So he was there in that meeting.
Yeah.
He was chairing that meeting with the professionals, with CSIS, and they're telling them, listen, we're not so sure that it'll be that serious to our national emergency and to our safety and security. Meanwhile, Trudeau said, you know what? Okay, thanks for your advice, but no thanks. We're going to go forward with this.
Yeah.
Like, why would you want to label people so negatively for whatever political advantage? Is that what's happening? At some point, I hope Justin Trudeau will testify in this committee. I hope he does. I heard that he had accepted to participate. I'm not so sure when that's going to happen.
Yeah.
This is troubling. This is
Very troubling.
because you have these institutions in place to advise government.
Do
Because
you know why it's troubling?
yeah,
Because our government, and it's coming to light now, but we've known this for a while. Our current government that is in power has gone completely rogue.
I don't know if it's gone completely.
No. Listen to me, George. We've known this for a while. He is against the people. He's against businesses. He's against family. Like, he's against everything. He won't listen to the people around him. He keeps going against everything. CSIS, our own secret service, secret agency. Well, I don't know how secret it is. Because
Yeah,
we
it's
know about
the
it. Anyways,
intelligence service.
our own intelligence service advised against everyone that's part of Canada, okay, that keeps telling him what to do. He keeps going against. That to me is a government that has gone completely rogue and off the rails. It's no longer Canadian, because Canadians keep advising him to do the opposite, and he keeps doing whatever the fuck he wants for interests that aren't Canadians. Therefore, it is a rogue government. That's why it's worrying, George. It's because he doesn't adhere to what the country wants. He adheres to whatever the fucking WEF wants and that fucking bald crazy person, Klaus Schwab. That's why it's worrying.
The other thing that the people at CSIS testified, they said that they had warned the government back, when they were exploring this avenue, that invoking the Emergencies Act would likely increase the number of Canadians who hold extreme anti-government views and radicalize some towards violence. They thought that if this were to happen, then you may ignite that flame and actually get these extremists to participate, because, like, as a reaction to this.
He says anti-government, but if a government has gone rogue on its people and its country, is it really our government?
It's always your government.
No, it's not.
Why?
Because he no longer he's supposed to work for the Canadian people and for the country, right?
Yeah.
He no longer works for the interests of Canadians and Canada.
Well, look,
therefore it is no longer whatever happens. It's no longer
the argument.
you're no longer going against the government, because he is no longer part of the government. He's gone rogue.
Look,
he may claim to say he's part of the Canadian government, but he isn't. He may be under the guise, but he no longer is. I'm not saying people go out, but I'm just saying, like, they're wrong.
Look, the argument to that is that every poll that was conducted during that period was in support of the decisions the government was making. So, again, that could be brought to question. I mean, who are you polling? Where are you finding these people? I mean,
Yeah.
There's all these things that come up, all these questions that come up when you're studying polls. But forget about what he did. What's more troubling to me is that there was an enormous amount of evidence against doing this, and they still went along with it. So yeah, so they,
because he doesn't work
look. They were told
because he doesn't work for the interests of Canada and Canadians. That's it.
So
It's that simple.
So I'm just quoting the article
It's
over here.
very simple. We overcomplicate things.
I'm just quoting the article over here. So they were told that it's the cabinet that will make the decision, and their interpretation of the law is what governs, not what their expert advice is. Right. So
wait. Repeat that. Sorry.
They were told, CSIS was told that at the end of the day, it's our cabinet, the Prime Minister's cabinet, that will make this decision. And our interpretation of the law is what is going to govern over here.
But the law is not made to be interpreted. The law is the law, right?
The law is the law. But
Exactly.
I mean, 'cause there was a thin line on the Emergencies Act and how to use it. And have you passed that threshold where you feel that our security has been breached, right? And people's safety. They thought that the decision was based on the fact that that threshold was met, and that way their interpretation of the law gave them justifiable reason.
That doesn't make sense
to invoke the Emergencies Act.
We have to have lines drawn of what is and what isn't, right? We can't have this.
There you have it. So I mean, so you want to impose it, and your interpretation is that we've reached that threshold, guys. We've passed that limit where we think our security is at risk. We need to go forward with this, and then you have the actual professionals that follow these things, whose job it is to monitor waves of radical extremists or whatever it is in the country, telling you, guys, let's calm down a little bit. This is not the case. And in fact, if you were to impose this Emergencies Act, maybe that's when you will create this sort of sentiment towards the public. So we advise against it.
So in fact, he actually caused more danger.
No.
He created more danger.
We don't know if that was caused, but maybe again that depends on your interpretation. But what they believed was that if this is what you're afraid of, if you're afraid of anti-government and radical groups taking the streets, they believe that invoking the Emergencies Act may actually cause that much more than you may think exists at the present moment.
But if you're anti-government, right? Mm-hmm. This is my question to you. If your government has gone rogue or whatever, and they don't serve the people, they don't serve you, they don't serve Canada, right?
Yeah, but who's interpreting? Like, based on what would you think that?
But then if they can interpret, I can interpret.
Okay, that's fine.
I can interpret.
Okay, so
everyone can interpret.
That's right. So wait until next elections and vote against them. That's the answer I'm giving you.
But we know that doesn't, anyways.
What? You can take the street. The issue I had with the protests in Ottawa wasn't the fact that they were there protesting. I mean, people have the right to protest as long as it's done peacefully. Based on what we know now and based on what we saw during those protests, there wasn't really that much violence.
There was no violence.
There was almost none. And obviously,
there were some people yelling in the street. That's it.
It's a protest. Okay, people yell. That's the whole point of a protest. And naturally, and this happens all the time in any demonstration or any protest, you're going to have people that infiltrate these movements that are extremists or people that are there just to break things or cause damage. Maybe you had a few of those, okay? The issue I had was the fact that they were disrupting people's lives, and that was, imagine living in Ottawa, you can't get to your work, you can't get to your school, you can't do your daily things because the trucks are honking throughout the entire day for like weeks.
I understand that. I understand. And I'll raise you another one. But what bothers me about that is that when it's protests that benefit them, it's no issue. It's not a problem to disrupt other people's lives. Like when the fucking Carré Rouge were fucking marching through the streets, hitting their pots and pans, disrupting everything, that was okay.
It wasn't okay because even then, I don't know if you remember. I was working there. I was in politics then because these demonstrations were huge. I mean, they were so well organized, the student demonstrators, that the Quebec government, was the Charest government, passed a law.
I have a question for Jorge. Actually, how does a Spider-Man queef? About a queefing Spider-Man? What the fuck?
How do you just fucking take that tangent, dude? Just to finish, hold on.
Yeah.
Because back then there was a law passed in Quebec to limit, to set kind of rules in terms of protests. Like if you had over a certain number, you had to declare that you were going to protest. You had to show where you're going to go, like the path you were going to take. And I think that was responsible because I mean, okay, fine, you want to protest, do it, but declare it. Let us know where you're going to go, what the itinerary is, so that we can prepare adequately for traffic and for security and all that stuff. So it's not like Justin Trudeau who came out and said, fuck, these guys are illegal. They shouldn't be doing this. They're misogynists. They're fucking, whatever he called them, Nazis.
No.
It wasn't like that. And these were huge fucking protests happening here. The student movement was huge in Quebec. So again, find the fucking balance. You can't call an emergencies act on people that were evidently, from what we're finding out now, just there, hanging out, having fun, and causing a lot of noise. That to me is a little is the issue.
The only thing that I'm against that at first I wasn't. I was like, yeah, bro, just do it. Is the honking in the middle of the night? Yeah. That before I was like, yeah, fucking honk, bro. But now I'm like, fuck. Now I put myself in their shoes of like, imagine it's 2 in the morning, they're honking, bro.
Look, they could have. Look, I'm not saying Justin Trudeau had to come out and be in favor of this. Obviously, they were against his government and his policy, so he's not going to come out in favor of the trucker movement. But they could have very easily said, listen, you have the right to demonstrate. We respect you, but please respect others. This is the area that you're going to be confined to, all right? You can do whatever the fuck you want, protest, stay as long as you want. But this is the area. Give them block off a couple streets and say, look, this is where you're going to be protesting. Yeah. And you can't disrupt peace after whatever time, you know? Establish certain rules, certain guidelines, and leave them there, man. If they want to demonstrate, they want to protest, they can protest as long as they want. Like, what the fuck is it to you? You know what I mean? Emergencies Act. Where the fuck are we?
No.
48 hours later, the guy removes it. Come on, man. It's a joke.
Because he's a bee. Anyway.
It's a joke. Do you have anything else to say? Because I have no more news.
I had a thought earlier about something that seems like a conspiracy theory, but I think is legit.
Poseidon had a thought, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey.
It's always dangerous. I think we can end it there for today.
Yeah, I think we're gonna close. Listen, if you guys want more of this shit, head on over to patreon.com/Pantelis. We make exclusive content for the patrons. You get it early. You got Pantelis Podcast, French Cast, In Bed with Poseidon. We're going live on Thursday, by the way, at night at 9 p.m.
What's happening Thursday?
In Bed with Poseidon, featuring the distinguished gentleman. Viron won't be able to make it because of scheduling. Alex will be there, though. He has an interesting conspiracy theory this time, so go check it out. As of December, it'll be a stable time. It'll be Tuesday at around 9 p.m. We'll be going live with In Bed with Poseidon because we've been switching it up for people. We're going to go on something a little more stable. What else I want to say? Yes, we have the intellectuals that now it goes up first for patrons. What else? 2 drink minimum. PantelisComedy.com for all of Pantelis' stuff. Linktree/I am Poseidon. I still haven't released my website, but I should definitely fucking release it. I think it's good enough, but I feel like I gotta tweak some stuff, and I have.
Well, you're always gonna be tweaking stuff, so just put it out there for people to get the information, and if you want, just tweak it. So stand by for that. Patreon.com/Pantelis for all the other content.
I said that.
Balabanos.com if you guys want anything for Phil. Phil is home. I'm not sure if he's listening. And Backstage Podcast, Just As Dads, a weekly episode, except for Just As Dads. We're a little bit on hiatus. Follow Pantelis. Follow all the stuff that he's doing.
And you, what about your stuff? You got Just As Dads?
And the Backstage. We plugged that right before.
But do you have a website? No, you have a...
All the links are in description.
Yeah,
there's
there you
2
go,
websites.
there you go.
There's websites, there's fucking links, there's we're all over the place. You can find us, follow us, subscribe, support us. Thank you all so very much. We'll see you all on Friday, hopefully.
See.
Ciao.
Ciao, and a good day.